I'm Laura Merchant, and I brought an arrowhead that I found outside of Shell Lake. We found it a couple years ago. My husband was actually cleaning out our pig pen, and we decided to dig down deeper to create like a drainage ditch. And so we excavated like 6 inches or more of soil below what would have been the bottom of the pig pen, and came across the arrowhead and washed it off, and kind of realized, yep, that's absolutely what that is. And then we kind of dug a little bit more around it and found a couple of other rocks that looked like they had been worked, maybe either used for making the stone tools or were discarded when whoever it was making the stone tool. It has markings along the edges of it from the knapping process, so using tools to kind of carve out the edge of the blade. And then it has a tapered area where it would have been set into the shaft of an arrow or a spear. So it's definitely that shape and then has those markings on it. The land that I live on was used for pretty extensive farming. So I know it came from my land, but I'm not sure how deep in the soil it actually was, because so much has happened to my land since indigenous people lived on it. So I can't say for certain how old it is, but I do know that I wouldn't consider it prehistoric because of the style of point that it is. It's a later style. So I would say it could have been left there any time in the last, 500, 800 years, probably. I think it's cool because I found it on my property, and I also think it's cool because I have indigenous heritage, so it means something to me in that way. And I also was able to find some historical references detailing back to like late 1800s and early 1900s, some different kind of outposts and kind of seasonal areas where indigenous people were doing different seasonal activities like hunting and fishing and gathering. And some of the areas that were talked about in the resource I found were within miles of where I live. So I think it's cool because I was able to put a little bit of context to it as well.